Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is another little tidbit of wisdom from the amazing Byron Katie, who I was recently at one of her events for. And one of the things that she says is to stop trying to teach a cat to bark. And it might sound kind of funny, but I think that we can all relate to this one. And I want to share with you guys today a bit of a really kind of painful insight that I had just a couple of days ago as I watched this woman get on stage and get some coaching through the work, the four questions that Byron Katie helps people to understand and get attached to reality and let go of their false beliefs. And what I wanted to first, I'm going to dive into that story. I'm going to get a bit personal with you guys around that today. It's a little bit scary, but what I wanted to start with firstly is that the whole concept behind stop trying to teach a cat to bark is ultimately all about how we are always trying to mold the people around us to be people that they're not, and we can get so caught up in this. We can get so caught up in, oh, they're going to change. Oh, we can we see their potential and we want to mold them towards that, and we try so hard. We put in so much time, energy, and effort into trying to make people change, trying to make people be somebody that they're not, kind of mold them. And we have best intentions, but yeah, like what I want to share with you guys is a bit of a deeper insight that really woke me up. And yeah, it was kind of a rude awakening. And so let me dive into that firstly with you guys. So all right, a couple of days ago, I was at this event, so all on Byron Katie's new book, which I'm just in the process of reading and going a lot deeper with as well, which is called A Mind at Home with Itself, a wonderful book. I'm only partway through it, but it's blowing my mind. And at this event was no different. So at this event, if you guys aren't familiar with the work of Byron Katie, I encourage you to check out her work. Go to thework.com and check out, what her process is. It's all free. She's got amazing content, and it's been life transforming for myself and the people that I've worked with. So I really encourage you to do that after this live. Jump on it and go check it out. I'll link it up just in case for you guys once I get off this live. But at this event, people in the audience were really, they're really suffering in their beliefs, in their thoughts, and in their experience. And so these questions, the work that Byron Katie introduces to people, is all about getting you to question your beliefs, question your thoughts, question your reality, and ultimately end suffering and get into peace, right? So anyway, one of the beautiful people who had the courage to get up on stage and in front of this huge audience, really work through what their deepest, darkest fears and experience is. And anyway, one of the women who got up toward the end of the event, she was really having trouble letting go of these hurt feelings that she had around her ex-partner, who she felt like he'd lied to her, and she had all this big story about how she was so victimized in that relationship and in that situation. And one of the things, we learn so much when we can see others, because often it's easier to see within others what's going on than to look at the self and really own what's going on in our experience. We can tend to be kind of blind to what's really going on. And anyway, so I'm watching this woman, and she's going through all this coaching. She's having all these like kind of ahas. And at this same time, I too was. And what was going on was, and this is the whole, trying to teach a cat to bark. And, you guys might have heard the quote. I don't know who said it, or if it's just like a general, general quote, but never fall in love with potential. And I always looked at that and I was like, yeah, I don't really buy into that. I don't believe in that. I think one of the greatest gifts that we can give to another is to believe in them when they're not believing in themselves, and to see the amazing potential that they have within them, and to help and, you know, try and inspire and encourage them to fully step into that. But my world was kind of shaken up, a couple of days ago, indirectly through this coaching that this woman was having on presented on stage. And I came to a really rude awakening and realization within myself that I had not actually been in love with the person that I was in relationship, an ex-partner. And in fact, if I'm going to be brutally honest, I've come to the realization that I probably wasn't in love with who my ex-partners have been. And this is a scary thing for me to admit, to be honest, because I came to this awakening that ultimately I had fallen in love with a vision of their potential. So I had fallen in love with this potential that I see within this person, and you know, where they're going and everything wonderful, and how they can grow and access new levels of that limitless potential. And what I came to discover was, in this moment, this was this woman's experience as well. We had fallen in love with a vision of this person and not in love with the person just as they are right here, right now. And that was a scary awakening for me, to realize that I had been in love with an illusion. And it was kind of the pattern that I was seeing play out in terms of my relationships, was seeing just like the best in this person, this beautiful vision of their potential and where they could go and all of this stuff. And then, years into the relationship, just kind of feel like that compelling vision and future was never going to be. It had never become the reality, and reality is only right here, right now, in this present moment. All else is an illusion. You know, any vision that we have of another person is truly, it's an illusion. It's mind made. It's not reality. And if we are in love with a vision of somebody, but we're not in love with the reality of who they are right here, right now, which is really all that we have, then what are we in love with? We're not in love with that person. We're in love with this mind-made illusion. And it's been a really massive wake-up call for me, and what I've come to discover is, as well-intentioned as that is, you know, to think, wow, I can see such vision, such potential in another, and you know, thinking, like, my belief was that is one of the greatest gifts that we can ever give to another human being, is to believe in them and see the beauty of their potential, and but not at the expense of the truth of who they are right here, right now, in this moment. Because when we miss that and we just fall in love with the illusion of their potential, and we're not seeing the person for all of who they are in this present moment, which is reality, then ultimately all we're doing is reinforcing to that person their deepest fear, the fear that we all share on that deepest level, that we are not enough, and because we are not enough as we are not lovable. And if we know that at the end of the day, we're all here to just love fully and be loved fully, then we are, you know, it's detrimental to that person's potential and growth for us to be in love with an illusion of their potential, as opposed to the truth of who they are right here, right now. And like I said, as well-intentioned as that is, and having that belief, to be able to see the potential in another and fall in love with it, and but miss who they are right here, right now, we only reinforce to that person their deepest, darkest fears, and we stay, you know, imprisoned away from love and away from truth. And this realization to me is revolutionary, and I think that it is one that has really shaken up my world, and I'm really truthfully hoping that it gets you guys out there thinking about whether or not you've fallen in love with the potential, you know, a mind-made vision, as opposed to this beautiful human being that you have here, right now, right in front of you. Because, you know, we as individuals, as human beings, we do not need to become anything more in order to be lovable. We actually need to remove the blocks and remove the filters to open up and accept all of who we are right here, right now, which is reality. And yes, have vision for where we want to go and growth and all of that stuff. But particularly in our relationships, if we are not finding a way to love the person in front of us for all of who they are in this moment, then we're really not in love with the truth or reality. We're in love with an illusion. And that is just, it is a waste of our time. So that is why I really wanted to bring this message and this quote from Byron Katie to, stop trying to make a cat bark. Stop trying to mold somebody into something they are currently not. Fall in love and have total acceptance and appreciation for all of this person as they are right here, right now, because this is all we have. And I'm really, really hoping that this message, resonates with you guys. I hope it gets you thinking, because life and love begins when we can be loving and accepting and appreciating of all of who we are and all of who another is right here, right now, not falling in love with the potential. It's just like setting this rule as to where you or another person has to get to in order to be lovable. And that's just not reality. That is just not truth. And we cost ourselves so much joy, so much pleasure, so much realness and authenticity when we don't get that message and we stay trapped in that illusion of potential in the future, rather than being present to all of what is and all of who we are and falling in love with that. So really, really hope that this message is resonating with you guys. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Please make sure that you are dropping any questions, comments, feedback, all of it below. I love engaging with you guys. As you know, you give me so much energy, and I really appreciate your questions. So make sure that you're always testing me out and hitting me up with those questions. I love it. So, and I'd also, before I jump into the comments and see how you guys, who's been able to join me, how you guys are going, I would absolutely love each and every one of you to come on over and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, where we are both supporting, encouraging, challenging, and loving each other as we are right here, right now, and moving towards that next level and layer of our limitless potential. And love to have you a part of that group. So make sure you click on the link, request to join. I'll accept you, and I can't wait to go deeper in there with you. And another little quick thing before I jump in with the comments, I've just gotten on Snapchat, and I'm like a real rookie, like just testing it out. So if you guys are on Snapchat, please add me. I've put my handle in the comments here on this video. I'd love for you guys to add me. I really want to, whoever wants to teach me a bit more about how to work it, definitely, hit me up on there as well. I love it. And who have I got? I've got Hassani and Steve and Stephanie and Rian and Hassan and Jeremy and Ramon and Melissa and Richard. How often do you train? You're looking really pumped today. Oh, thanks, Richard. I've actually been getting to the gym like on a daily basis. At the moment, I'm kind of alternating, I want to up level my fitness. So I'm doing a bit of like running, sprinting, cardio stuff, just high intensity stuff. And then alternating with some weights. So I'm trying to do it just like daily, but like listening to my body at the moment, Richard. But thanks for the question, and thank you for the kind compliment. And Champ, awesome to have you. And Bob, awesome topic, first 2 marriage mistakes. Love it, Bob. I love that this is resonating with you. I love that you are somebody who's learning the lessons. And I really don't believe that any, relationship that we let go has to be a failure. My belief is that if we take the lessons and we learn the lessons, we see the patterns, and we take full responsibility and ownership over that, our relationships moving forward only get better and better and better, because we learn more about who we are, what we want, what we don't want, all of that great stuff. And definitely, I hope that you take this this new understanding as to not fall in love with potential, but to fall truthfully in love with the person who is right here, right now in front of you, because that is really reality, and all else is just an illusion, and you only serve to reinforce all of our worst fears, our deepest fears, that we're not good enough as we are, and that only prevents us from being truthfully authentic. And all it does is add these new layers that we feel called to put upon ourselves in order to gain the love, acceptance, approval that we all truthfully seek. So love this, and thanks so much for sharing your experience here, Bob. So appreciate you. And Lewis, and thanks for your kind compliments there, champ. And Alona, thanks for being here. And Praveen, thank you for your compliment. And Shaman, okay, thank you so much for your kind compliments there. Much love to you. Shane and Jonathan and Jamantis, awesome to have you, and I'm loving that this is resonating. And Stephen and Shane, being busy, yes, awesome as always to see you back, Shane. Thanks for being here. And Oaken and Andrew and Brian and Beverly and Jeannie and Raul and Nato and Babette and Trey just got here. Yeah, so I hope that when you got here, you took it all on board, talking into some amazing revelations I've had in terms of Byron Katie's work. I really encourage each and every one of you to jump into Byron Katie's work. It is revolutionary, and I've really just made the discovery that everything stems from our thinking. Every single thing, single result, experience, everything. If we don't get our minds right, we've got nothing. Like, if we can't question our thinking and choose to think and empower ourselves by being witness to how our mind works, and really, you know, being conscious about what we choose to believe, what we choose to make things mean, that shapes our complete experience of reality. So I really love the way that Byron Katie talks into everything that she does, and she simplifies things, and she gets us to the foundational piece of living to our highest potentials and living authentically. So really encourage you to do that. And Ashley and Lena and Elena and Tanja and Eric, awesome for you guys to be here. And Jeannie, I'm loving that you're getting exactly what I'm talking about today. Awesome to hear. And yes, Eric, I always love having you here. And Hassani, yes, an eye-opening, this is eye-opening and so helpful. I'd never considered this before, or even heard the saying, never fall in love with someone's potential. Wow, this really is great insight, because I do the same thing, seeing the best in others and seeing that as who they are. Yeah, I know. And yeah, Hassani, you know, this is kind of just mind-blowing for me, and the growth that I'm going through right now. And because I've had such a strong belief that seeing the potential in another is the greatest gift that you can give them, I'm now shifting that, and I haven't moved away totally from that. But what I have decided and seen the light on is that I need to be in love with the person who is right here in front of me, for all of who they are right here, right now. And then coupled with that, I can see the potential in that beautiful human being, but I'm not falling in love with the potential. I'm falling in love with the person who is in my reality, not in an illusion, and then helping to, you know, get them to that next level of who they are, so I can be in love with the present person, but also, you know, have a way of growing and progressing with them. So I think that is the journey that we're all on, because happiness comes from progress, but love needs to be here in the present moment. So, and that's all that we ever have. So I hope that resonated how I explained that, and I absolutely love, as always, you sharing your thoughts and experience, and I'm loving that this is resonating with you, Hassani. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. And Nancy and Egino and Luca and Carolyn, thanks for being here, guys. And Shane, totally understand you. Yes, I see that and totally agree. So awesome, so true. I'm loving that this is resonating with you, Shane. Thank you so much. And Mitchell and Josh, you are enough. Thank you for the message, Vanessa. Have a fabulous day. Same to you, Josh, and you're so welcome. And good morning to you, Brian and Charlie. Wow, I fall in love today. Thank you, Vanessa. You're so welcome, Charlie. Thank you for being here. And Andre, nice of you to join us. And Brian brings to mind a quotation of Einstein's regarding types of intelligence. Instruct a fish to climb a tree, and how does it appear? Yeah, absolutely. That's another phenomenal way of looking at it, like Byron Katie's, stop trying to teach a cat to bark. And it's just so funny. Like, I'm talking to you guys in terms of relationship right now, but in so many areas in our life where we're trying so hard to mold something into something that it is not. Whether it's ourselves, another person, a situation, rather than just accepting what is and not wasting our time and energy in trying to change something that's never going to change. And I absolutely love you sharing that here, Brian. Thank you so much. And Mitchell, I'm loving that you're loving today's insights. And Muritesh, thanks for joining us. And Richard, transformation needs to come from within. No amount of inspiration can change them if they don't want to change. I think it is deeply engraved into their belief system. By the way, I want your diet and training program. Awesome, Richard. I love, I'll talk into what you said there. So I absolutely agree that transformation needs to come from within. We can influence others, but we can't control their change and their progress. So I really do believe that the greatest way to influence another is to love and accept them for all of who they are. Because when we feel loved and accepted for all of who we are, we open ourselves up to be, fully authentic and move in a direction that we don't have our self-imposed limitations. Those self-imposed limitations come from, us buying into that fear that we're not enough and we're not lovable just as we are, and it keeps us limited, stuck in angst. And as soon as we get beyond that and we trust that we are lovable and whole just as we are right here, right now, that is what sets us on fire in terms of growing and progressing from a place of love and authenticity. So absolutely agree with that, Richard. And health, in terms of the diet and training program, health is a huge part of my life. And so any of you guys who are interested in the way I eat, how I use my nutrition for energy, I'm all about creating excessive levels of energy and vibrance. So if that's something that interests you guys like it does Richard, then definitely let me know. I'd be happy to dive into a lot more in terms of diet and training. So absolutely, and thanks so much for your comments here, Richard. Much appreciated. And Harold, thanks for being here. And Eric, learn to fall in love with yourself before falling with anyone. Right, Vanessa? Yeah, absolutely. Because no matter how, I don't know how deep we want to go in this conversation right now, but another piece of what Byron Katie very much so talks into is oneness, right? Our connection to one another. There is no separation. I'm not going to go into that right now, but it's something that I'm diving into in my learning and my expansion of my thinking. And absolutely, like, if we don't love and believe that we are lovable just as we are, then we get caught up in fear, and then it becomes like a comparison game. And then we get caught up in this scarcity mindset where if we give too much, it means it takes something away from us, as opposed to an abundant mindset when the more I love me, the more I love you, the more we can, progress together. So there's a whole different sort of, I'd love to go on that train of thought with you guys as well. But absolutely, short answer, Eric, is that yes, we need to make our relationship with ourselves the number one focus, the foundational piece to creating extraordinary depth and connection with other human beings. Absolutely. So thank you so much for being here, Eric. And Bob, this is so awesome. I'm helping a person in Africa at this moment who is still in love with her ex and now hates men. Yeah, Bob, I love that. And I really honor you in helping to shift that incredible woman's perspective, because that's what we get caught up in. We want to categorize things because we're so scared. We're so trying to protect ourselves. And I was just listening to a podcast last night, And one thing was that that was like a similar experience. Like, this woman had actually been cheated on by her partner, and then she got caught up in this mindset of not trusting men and being too scared to enter a new relationship. And her question was, well, how do I get to a place where I can trust again? And this really resonated with me. The answer was that as soon as you can trust in your ability to handle whatever happens in your external world, that is the time where you can trust in entering a new relationship. And yeah, I love that you're on that journey with helping somebody make a transition like that, Bob. That is so, so awesome. And I'd love to hear how that all goes for you. And Badrangle, thanks for being here. And Lainey's here, I love it. And Carolyn, hello Vanessa, thank you for your videos. What's your Snapchat name? I'll add you. Yes, it's VJP Live Love Give. Add me on Snapchat. Guys, teach me how to do it. I love it. And Ashley, Tessa, please listen to this message. Thank you so much for sharing this, Ashley. I always appreciate you guys so, so much when you share these messages. And I'm loving that you're finding them valuable enough to do so. And Martin, I love having you here. Thanks for watching. And Bajaya, thank you for your kind compliments there. And Eric, and for yours, you're so great. I love it. And Gael, you're so, so welcome. Thank you so much. And Elizabeth, I'm loving that you're finding this a great lesson today. And Sharat and Christina and Anton, thanks for being here, guys. And Inoxent, thank you for your kind compliments. And Omer and Paul and Richard and Tahia and Rita from Germany. You have fans here. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love Germany. My granny's actually German. So yeah, I love, every time I've been to Germany, it's been some of my absolute best experiences in travel. I can't wait to get back there, and I so appreciate you being here, Rita. Actually, that's my granny's name, is Rita. That's so funny. And Valentina, thanks for being here. And Ramon, love is the answer to your questions. Absolutely. And Steve, thank you once again. On point. I've lived this reality. No pain, no gain, as the saying goes. Absolutely, Steve. And I love that this is resonating, and I love you being here. So thank you so much. And Dennis is here. I always love seeing you. And Hassani, yes, makes perfect sense. You're so, so welcome. And Tina and Matthew and Star Style and Gael, we need this kind of inspiration every day. Thank you. Well, I love showing up every day. So hopefully I can try my best to give you a little bit of inspiration. And thank you so much for being here. And Kevin, a thought-provoking topic. You're so, so welcome. I'm loving that you're finding this thought-provoking. And Ning, thanks for being here. And Safe. And Thomas, love your heart. You're amazing. Be blessed with abundance. Thank you so much, Thomas. And right back at you, absolutely. And Ram's here. I always love seeing you, Ram. And Dwayne, thanks for being here. And Dahlia and Ashik and Jen. Great live, Vanessa. Trusting yourself brings peace and contentment. Absolutely. And I always love you joining me, Jen. You are a superstar. And Simba and Joseph. Awesome, guys. Well, that really is my message for you guys today. Stephen, you're a light in so many lives. Oh, you've touched my heart. Thank you so, so much for your kind compliments there, Stephen. I so appreciate you, as I appreciate each and every one of you who keep showing up and engaging in this content. I am so, so hopeful that these messages are adding value to your lives and get you thinking, getting you shift your perspective. And remember, you know, life is perspective. Your experience of life is all in the mind. What is your perspective? And when we can get to question and shift how we think, question our reality, question our ways of doing things, shift our patterns, then that is where, you know, life really takes off. And life is meant to be lived in the present moment, not caught up in our fears. So we've got to be able to question and shift perspectives. Absolutely. And hi to you, Aaron. Everybody who's just joining me right now, I really hope you guys catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message. If you have any last questions, comments, feedback, please drop them below right here, right now, and I'll engage with you live now. Otherwise, if you're catching the recording I will get back to you in the comments. I've fallen a bit behind, but I'm going to catch up. I have a commitment to do that for you guys. And if you have any ideas as to what you would love for me to talk more into, or if there's any way you know I could be adding more value to your lives, I'd absolutely really appreciate hearing from you, because that's what I'm here to do. That's why I show up every day. So I am sending you guys so much love, so much gratitude, you know, everything beautiful coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I so appreciate you, and really hope that today's message served you. Sending you all my love, and I will see you guys tomorrow.